There are steps that you can take to keep your kids safe this holiday season. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me this hour is Dr. Bruce Ruck. He is with New Jersey Poison Control. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
The holidays are a busy time, and sometimes we get distracted, but you say there are certain things that we should really think about when it comes to some of the things that we're doing in our home and some of the people who are coming to our home as well. One of the top tips you say is know what's in your house when it comes to plants, when it comes to the items that are around.
Yes, we want to make sure that people do know what's around their homes to make sure that if a child gets into something, we have an idea at the Poison Center what it was. So if you have plants in the house, know what the name of the plants are around you. Know how to contact the Poison Center in case a child does eat something.
So when we talk about some of these plants, one of the first things that we think of is mistletoe. Is it actually dangerous?
Mistletoe is not really dangerous, either with the poinsettia plant. We get a lot of calls about the poinsettia plant every year. And the poinsettia plant, if a child eats a leaf or two, it's not going to be a big deal.
So let's talk a little bit about food safety during the holidays, because there sure is a lot of food around. But you say there are some tips that we should be aware of as we're preparing food.
Right, we want to make sure that we don't take cooked foods and put it on plates where there were raw food. So if you had a plate with raw meat on it, you don't want to take the cooked meat and put it back on that plate. You want to make sure if you have a big spread out, the food that should be refrigerated are kept refrigerated. And make sure your counters and hands are washed very well as you prepare your foods as well.
Let's talk a little bit about alcohol during the holiday seasons, because many people do serve alcohol during the holidays and aren't necessarily watching the kids as well with a house full of company.
Every year, the Poison Center receives several calls about children that get into alcohol in the morning after a party the night before. So as the holidays coming upon us, please make sure before you go to bed at night that all your alcoholic drinks are emptied down the drain so the children can't get into it and the pets can't get into it. We don't want children getting sick from the alcohol that's left around.
Speaking of pets, you say another tip is to keep our chocolate away.
Dogs love chocolate, but chocolate can be deadly to a dog. So please, after the party and during the party, make sure all chocolate products are put away, they're sealed up, and your animals cannot get them.
We have many visitors during the holiday season coming to stay overnight. And for grandmothers and grandfathers and many other people who are coming to visit, they bring along medication. What do we need to know if there are children in the home?
We want to make sure all medication is locked away. We want to make sure medications are not reachable by the children, and we want to make sure they're out of the pet's way as well.
So you brought some pill keepers, I guess, with you. This is something that we typically see many people use, but you say a better tip may be to use a little box like this. Explain to us how this works and why you think that this is important.
We believe a lock box is better for around children because the children cannot get into it if you lock the combination. The typical pill box, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday pill box, flip open very easily. A child can get into it and can get poisoned.
So this just has a little lock here, and you need to know the combination in order to open it.
You need to know the combination, and it prevents children from getting into it. It also prevents medication from getting stolen by other people that may be visiting your house.
And that's an important point, because many of these children we're talking about are actually too young to have a conversation with about drugs in the home.
Absolutely. Children get into every medication very quickly. Keep your safety containers. Keep them in the original safety containers, not using easy flip-top lids around children.
So that's what you brought here, and I'm looking at this one right now, and that's pretty easy to open. But this one is much more difficult to open. Is it also important to keep medications in their original packaging?
Absolutely. Medications and chemicals around the home, keep them in their original containers. We had a gentleman yesterday who drank a bottle of fluid that was actually quite dangerous. It was a caustic, and he was cleaning his oven. But when he was done, he put it in a glass, what was left over, to put into another container. Without realizing it, he drank the acid.
Oh my goodness, and that's just an example of something that can go tragically wrong. Very few seconds left. Who picks up the phone when we call that 800 number?
All healthcare professionals, either a physician, a nurse, or a pharmacist, highly trained in the management of a poisoned patient. Call us at the 800 number and we'll be glad to help you.
All right, and many different languages available as well.
Every language.
Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
We've been talking with Dr. Bruce Ruck. I'm Jill Horner.